Hi there, I'm Holly McDonald with the Costa Mesa Pod, where we discuss all things lifestyle, businesses, and activities here in Costa Mesa. Today I have Madison Fetters with Recoup, and he is here to share a little bit with you guys about what he has going on. So Madison, thanks for being here.
Awesome, Holly. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yeah, so can you tell everybody about your business?
Yeah, so we are a family-owned and operated personal training studio. We're here in Costa Mesa on the corner of Fairview and Wilson. Just celebrated 5 years. We are super proud of that. We have a great team of coaches here who are just really passionate about helping men and women become the strongest version of themselves.
That's awesome. And how did you guys end up with your studio here in Costa Mesa?
Oh gosh, I don't even know where to begin, but I think, we've got a huge family ties to Costa Mesa first and foremost. My mother grew up in Costa Mesa. My grandmother was the first female mayor of Costa Mesa, Norma Herzog. You're probably familiar with her building here now. So it just made sense for us to continue the family tradition and continue to place our own roots in Costa Mesa.
Wow, I had no idea there was so much legacy here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Very, very cool. And so, you guys celebrated 5 years. That's exciting. So that means you were just starting up during COVID.
Yes, yeah, we opened our doors January 6th, 2020. So we were excited and completely unaware of what was to come. Luckily, we have been in this industry, in this space for back in 2020, it had been a little over 10 years at that point. So we had a great following of people who were with us for the journey. And, when we opened our studio here, we had about 50 clients who were already part of what we did and who Recoup was. So it was scary times, but we had a really great support group and a huge fitness family that was going to help us get through it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I like what you just said there. I want you to touch a little bit more about like the community that you've built and what people can expect if they join you all.
Sure. So, as you can imagine, the personal training space is all about relationships, results too, no doubt, but it is a very relationship driven business. And, we've had clients who've been training with us for the better part of 15 years and people who have watched my wife and I get married and become parents and buy a home and open this business. So, we really like to pour back into the community. We encourage our clients to come together for the multiple events that we host year round. A large part of who Recoup is are the friendships that are developed. And oftentimes, and especially when even we hire new staff, we tell them, hey, if someone asks a client, oh, you go to Recoup, what do you think of that place? The last thing I want them to say is the workouts are amazing. No, I want them to talk about how they have joined an incredible group of like-minded individuals, that the team cares about them, that they know the anniversary of their husband's passing or their retirement or, their cat passed and they received flowers and, there was a card on their birthday. I mean, these are people that we see multiple times per week for years and years and years. So they really become a part of our extended family. So community is everything. And we're super proud of what we have put together here.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so with personal training, I always think of it being kind of like individualized sessions, but how does it work when people come to Recoup? Is it one-on-ones? Is it any sort of group setting? How does that work?
Yeah, we offer both one-on-one and semi-private personal training. I would say that the majority of our setting is in that semi-private format, which is a really great, fun time for people to come together and train with like-minded peers and people who want to see them do really well. You can expect when you walk in that you're going to be with 3 to 4 other people. The trainer is in a setting that's ready and clean and prepared for you. It's still individualized programming, so you're not worried about who the other people are and what they're doing. You're not sharing, equipment with them. So our clients have learned to love it. And honestly, that's pain points that we have solved in this industry, having done this way for 15 years. A lot of times people think about personal training as a major financial investment, and not to say that it isn't, but semi-private definitely serves people who are interested and maybe in need of training a little bit more consistently and still getting that personal approach that maybe group sessions or boot camps can't necessarily offer.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people do like to feel like they're going somewhere where they're going to have that support, and not just from the trainer, but the community that they've built around them. So it's nice that you can bring that. And I know you've touched upon the like-mindedness. So I imagine that is, based upon health and goals. But I mean, what else can you say to that?
Yeah, our studio, one thing that we're really proud of is that we like to work with real people. We want to work with those moms and those dads, those high achieving professionals who, don't necessarily have a lot of time to devote to this. They want to make sure that their time is maximized, that they see a return on their investment, both financially and their time. But they also, are so caught up most often in the social responsibilities of being a parent that this is an opportunity for them to go be around other people. And so it should be fun. It should be a place that they look forward to coming in. And so, when I say like-minded, we're talking not only with goals and, fitness outcomes, but also just where they are in their lives, that they have children, or that they are, a vice president or a CEO or a business owner, people who can relate to them. So I really love that. Yes, we serve all walks of life, but it's pretty clear that we work with, those high achieving, moms and fathers and business owners, etc.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, and being based in Costa Mesa, you have a lot of clientele that I'm sure are coming from different areas, but I'm assuming that most of them are pretty hyper local, because if it is an investment of time, just to get there consistently, then they probably need to be either living or working close by.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there are, and it is a wonderful thing to say, but there's a plethora of fitness solutions in this area, and there are so many different options. So having said that, we're also blessed that Costa Mesa is a quite large community too. So I would say that the bulk of our clientele certainly lives within about 2.5 to 3 miles of our studio. However, because we're so close in that proximity to the 55, we serve a number of people who also live in Irvine. We have clients who, are driving from North Huntington Beach down Adams. So, we're kind of serving the local community, but make ourselves available beyond that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you guys get the word out about who you are and what you do? Is it a lot of word of mouth? And I know you said that you've had, many years of experience, so
hmm
you obviously have your following, but how are you getting the word out about yourselves?
Sure. Well, I think results speak for themselves, right? I mean, we have some incredible transformations that we're really proud of, that we share consistently. Also, just the people that we serve, the environment is so special in here. And once you see a friend who's starting to look a little bit trimmer, you're starting to ask them, what are they doing? And, referrals are really key for us. So we encourage people, hey, bring in, your friend, your family. We reward those referrals handsomely with 3 months of personal training. So word of mouth is absolutely huge for us, but we are very active in the community as well. There's a huge event that we host every single year called Push-Ups for Charity that I'm sure we're going to touch on in a little bit here. But that's a great way for us. We've been uh, hosted on multiple podcasts like this. We have been on local news stations for our charity efforts. So just over the last 5 years, Recoup has began to really, make a name for itself.
That's awesome. And so you and your wife are both owners of the space, and you both work in the space.
hmm
How did you both get into this field?
So I am truly like a second generation personal trainer. I mean, my father is a professional bodybuilder. My mother is a nutritionist. The family business growing up was personal training gyms in Huntington Beach and Costa Mesa. My father was actually my wife's parents' personal trainer decades ago. So it was fun to, think back on the fact that I met her when I was 10. And, full circle, here we are now, owning Recoup together alongside one of our best friends. So it's a really unique thing to work with your spouse, and I think it's really special, and we do a great job at it. She is equally as passionate about it and is very active in the business in the day to day, much like myself.
That's great. And so, yes, and I met her, of course, and one of your others. How many trainers are there? Is it just the three of you, or are there more besides that?
We do have three full-time trainers beyond ourselves. So in total, there's six trainers, and we all work collaboratively, training clients, which I think is really unique in this space too. So often, and I can say this with experience being a trainer over the years before my own business, even though you might have co-workers as a personal trainer, you're very much so just on your own island. You're managing your own clients. You might be renting from the gym. So you're running your business within someone else's business. And that makes it very tough. It makes it tough as a trainer to go on vacation, or sounds silly, it makes it tough to get sick. I mean, you have to basically interrupt your clients' schedules if your schedule changes. So what I really love about what we've done here is we've created an environment where the trainers work as a team, and we essentially are collaboratively coaching these people. So it allows the clients to have a number of us training them, have different eyes on them, different philosophies, but we're all on the same page as to what the goal is and what the end result needs to look like.
Yeah, that is really cool. You're right. Most of the personal trainers that I've met in the past have pretty much been running their own little business inside of like a bigger business. So that is a good way to do it. Definitely. Do you have any cool events coming up? I know you just started to touch on one that I'm excited to hear more about.
Yeah, so something that we pride ourselves in is hosting events that are going to be relevant to, of course, Recoup and the goals for our clients. Like, for example, next week we have a free seminar in our studio in which we're partnering with Rio, which is a physical therapist office in Costa Mesa. And Dr. Chris Scott, who owns that practice, is going to come in and lead a seminar on lower back pain and mobility. So if that's something that you might be interested in, we'd love to have you. Of course, Holly, next month in April, we're going to host a little clients night too, and introduce you to our community more formally. But the big one of the year is certainly that push-ups for charity, and that is always on Armed Forces Day, which this year is May 17th. And the goal for push-ups for charity is to raise money for veterans through a nonprofit called the Boot Campaign. And the Boot Campaign, their mission is to help veterans with PTSD research and counseling. So it's something that we're really proud of. I come from a family of military history and, multiple people who have served in my life. And, over the last 15 years, we've raised about $250,000 for them by doing push-ups, which is pretty spectacular. So it's a 2-hour event. It's family friendly. It's from 11 to 1. It's likely to be at the Recoup studio, although we're working to get it at the fairgrounds this year as we want to really blow this thing up. The goal is going to be to raise $25,000 on that day through the efforts of our community and anyone beyond the Recoup community that wants to join us. We have vendors that come out, so if you're a local business owner and you're watching this and you want to partake, you can reach out to us. And we don't charge to be a vendor, because the more the merrier. And it's just a really great time to come together and see what's possible.
That's amazing how much you guys have been able to raise to support. That's a wonderful opportunity for people. So great job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I do want to ask you, just since, you have so much history yourself with Costa Mesa and your family has so much history with Costa Mesa, how have you seen the area change and what do you like about that change?
Costa Mesa has grown tremendously. I was born and raised in this area, and the amount of uh, money that has come in has been great for the community and the business owners. And, there's been a lot of great opportunity for people. I think, Costa Mesa for the longest time, especially in this area, has kind of retained as a good place for a lot of newer families to come in. It's a little bit more affordable than the most immediate neighboring cities, so you're seeing a lot of newer, younger families coming in, which makes it really exciting to see what's still to come for Costa Mesa. I just love this area. I think it's it's very accessible. We're so close to almost anything that you could possibly need, and we certainly have everything that we need in Costa Mesa. So I think it's a really great central location for most, including myself, certainly.
Yeah, well, and I like how you touched upon too, just like the variety of different individuals that come to Recoup. I mean, we truly have it all. We've got your everyday family, we've got your high-end executive. I mean, everybody is here and
Mhm.
able to get to the beach in 10 minutes. So
Yeah,
that's always a nice thing too. So
yeah, absolutely.
well, where can people find you all online and in the socials?
Yeah, so you can certainly visit us online at recouppersonaltraining.com. If it's something that you might be interested in pursuing more, you can schedule a free discovery call right on our website. Go on our calendar and pick a time that's convenient for you, and we'll give you a shout and chat for about 10 to 15 minutes to learn more about yourself. You can find us on Instagram at recoup_personal training. We're very active on there, as well as Facebook. And feel free to stop in. We're right on the corner of Fairview and Wilson at 2263 in the same shopping mall as the infamous Sushi Show.
Yeah, you guys have a really nice space. And so I'm excited too for people to be able to come check it out at the client night on April 5th. And then,
Yes.
of course, for the boot camp. So that'll be a lot of fun. Well,
Yeah,
Madison, thank
absolutely.
you so much for sharing more about Recoup and your connections to Costa Mesa and all of the things to come. It's so exciting.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and we're really excited to have you on board with us too, and to partner with you, and to introduce you to our community. And you're so active, and like I said when I first met you, like I just love what you're doing for the community, and I think this is really a fun opportunity. So I appreciate you putting it on.
Yeah, this is awesome. All right, well, have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks, Holly.